Hey everybody, Matt Hartman here again for Drunkard's Walk. Thanks so much for listening this week, and a thank you to Jesse L.E. for our theme music and Nick Caramillo for our artwork. Also a thank you to Emma Hartman for being our guest this week. We hope you're enjoying the show, and maybe you've had a chance to check out our link tree at linktr.ee/drunkardswalk. That's where you can find links to all of the different things associated with Drunkard's Walk, like if you want to give us a suggestion for a topic and actually be our guest, maybe you want to buy some merchandise, or maybe just want to check out some of the other stuff we've got available. Head on over to that link tree. You can get all of those links. Of course, we are always looking for ratings and reviews on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast. Please give us those. They do a great job of getting the word out about the podcast and get more people listening. All right, well, that's all I've got, so enjoy the episode.
Howdy, everybody. Welcome back to Drunkard's Walk, the podcast. I am Jethro and Matt. I will be part of your hosting team as per usual. And with me, my compadre, my partner in crime, Cagney to my Lacey, Mr. Matt Hartman.
Hi, Jethro. I thought you were going to call me your teammate. You said you were part of the hosting team. I thought we'd be teammates.
So you don't want to be Cagney to my Lacey?
I always get confused as to which one of those is the boy and which one's the girl.
No, then you're very confused indeed, because they're both ladies.
Wait,
that
what?
was the whole shtick. Lady cops.
What? How insane is that? I thought
this was back in the 80s when the idea of women being police was hugely revolutionary and groundbreaking.
They weren't a wacky couple that was going around a la moonlighting. Now,
are you old enough to remember Cagney Lacey, or am I just highlighting the minor difference between our ages?
So I do remember that it existed. Certainly, did I ever watch it? No, I was not old enough to watch it. So I do, but I do remember when it was on. Like I remember seeing promos for it. I remember when they used to do promos and commercials and things like that.
Oh, I know promos.
Coming up at 8 or 9, whenever it was on. I don't know.
That's what they'd say.
That's
just
what they'd
like
say.
That.
Back in the day, boy, it really takes me back.
Yeah.
I miss it. I really do. I sincerely miss Lacey and Cagney.
Cagney and Lacey.
Right. Well,
Cagney gets top billing.
Why?
Always. Because alphabetical. That's right. Also, Cagney is... Uh-oh. I think some domestic stuff is going to happen.
Yeah, some domestic stuff is going to happen.
Sorry, for those of you who aren't Patreon subscribers and can't see the video feed, I can see a little mouse creeping down the stairs at the Hartman household.
Yep. That mouse is going to get in trouble.
There we go.
Well, I guess we've kind of given away who our guest is going to be here tonight, because we have with us on the call none other than my lovely wife, Emma Hartman, joining us to be our guest. Hi, Emma.
So I forgot that you guys show the video of the podcast, and I'm just, in my PJs.
We don't show the video.
You don't? Nobody sees the video? Oh, thank God.
No, but keep describing what you're wearing. It helps with the numbers.
It's a fluffy number.
Mm-hmm.
It's approximately
fluffy
10
number.
years old. That makes it creepy.
That is creepy. Well, thanks for coming on. We were just talking about Cagney and Lacey. Was that a show that you were a fan of?
Who?
Okay, there we go. That sounds about right. I just figured by the time it was on in the UK, maybe you would have been watching it. So yeah, well, if folks are listening for the very first time, they may not understand what Drunkard's Walk is all about, and what it's all about is you put your right foot in and you put your right foot out.
That's the hokey pokey, Matt.
Oh, dang it! I always get these two mixed up.
They're very similar.
Yeah.
With this one, we go from one Wikipedia page to another, and the destination is randomly selected by our guest, and we just have to use our wits and our arguing skills and hopefully find a connection between two seemingly unrelated topics.
Seemingly, and
Seemingly.
then but we have found so many connections in the world of Wikipedia that we did not know existed, and it's been a delight. Honestly, it's been a delight. So we had a wonderful walk last week. We wound up at the Industrial Workers of the World, so that's where we'll be starting, and Emma is going to be giving us our destination, of course. Now, usually, you've been on before, you've listened to the show before. In fact, you've been on so many times. I don't even know what to talk to you about that the listener hasn't already heard. They know that we're married. They know that we have a child. They know
We do.
That we met in improv. And I guess one thing that they don't know is that just this last March here we just celebrated our 10th anniversary, our 10th wedding anniversary.
We did. Yay! 10 whole years of you, Matt Hartman. What a joy.
Wow. The way you say that, really.
Yeah, usually that tone doesn't appear till like the 17th anniversary or so.
No, I'm very enthusiastic. 10 more years.
Okay. And that's
wow.
it. 10 more and done.
Is it my Britishness? It's not coming across as enthusiastic,
Maybe.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not at all.
Not a bit. Not a bit.
It's been an amazing 10 years, darling. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. I agree. And it's we get to celebrate 2 anniversaries. Jethro, did you know that? We celebrate in March, and then we also celebrate in October because we officially got married in March, but that was just like a justice of the peace type of deal at the courthouse, and then we had a wedding in October, so we get to celebrate both of them. It's great.
Yeah,
that's wonderful. Do you have to buy flowers for both of them? Is that
no? Instead, we buy each other trips to Disney World.
well, occasionally, yeah, that doesn't happen.
There we go.
It does indeed happen. Well, so there you go. So that's a little bit of info, a little bit of the hot goss. That's not goss.
Hot goss.
What is that?
At this point,
Sure.
at the 10-year mark, it's less hot.
Yeah.
More just.
Yikes. Okay. Well,
wow.
Thank you. That's nice. Oh.
How's the sex? Is that still going well?
More drinks, everybody. All right. So you got a destination for us, Em? You got a place that we're going to go?
I'm so excited about this.
Okay.
So this is so for those of you who are in a relationship and who explore the world of TikTok, you'll know that many a night is spent just where you and your significant other are sitting individually looking at TikToks and then sending TikToks to one another. Matt and I do get into that quite a bit, keeping the romance alive 1 decade in. But I came across this one and I immediately went to the submission page for the podcast and put it in, and I didn't say anything to Matt because I thought this would be a really good topic. Okay. So I'm very excited that I'm on tonight. So the topic is emu war.
What?
Emu.
Like the bird.
Like the bird.
Okay.
That Penny's first grade teacher is terrified of.
Yes, correct.
War, as in the fighty, shooty, deathy.
Is this all one word or is this 2 words?
2 words.
Okay. So what is this thing? What is an emu war? Or the emu war? I don't even want to.
It was the year 1932 in Australia, and the emu population was wreaking havoc. It was destroying crops. It was just really very similar to like the deer population when it becomes too much in the Pittsburgh area. So the people went and they decided to do a mass culling of these emus. And this war it's called the Emu War, but it's also called the Great Emu War. And that's because the Royal Australian Artillery soldiers lost the battle.
What? The emus won?
The emus won. The emus won the war. Yeah.
Okay. So that means do they own Australia now?
They don't. No. Well,
okay.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do. Australia, are you okay?
I don't know. If you're there, let us know. That's crazy. So what do you mean they lost? Like, what does that mean by they lost? Like, I mean, usually when you lose something. Like they didn't lose. Like the emus just kept going, I guess, is what it comes down to.
Yeah, they just had zero effect on trying to curb the population. The emus continued. And the media kind of walled up this emu war and made it this big thing. But yeah, I guess the poor gentleman. I don't know. One thing I didn't look was to see if there are any deaths. Oh
no, don't please. I don't even want to know.
Don't want to talk about the emu war deaths.
I don't. No. Now tell me again, when was this taking place?
This took place. It was a very specific time. It was between November 2nd and December 10th of 1932. Oh. Now, those are kind of like summer months, or very warm, probably more like spring.
Yeah, coming into summer, right? Spring.
Coming into summer. Yeah. Is it spring or is it?
Well, summer's going to start on December 21st, right?
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
In Australia.
But yeah, I guess at one point, the farmers were struggling with the arrival of as many as 20,000 emus.
Oh my goodness gracious! Wow. Well, I always thought the emu was the national bird of Australia, but clearly that can't be the case if they were just going to cull them all. That's crazy. Yeah. That's absolutely crazy. Wow. So Jethro, any questions about this emu war before we? I mean, we're gonna have to get to this thing.
Yeah, I mean, so just to clarify, and forgive me for my ignorance about emus in their natural habitat. Were emus introduced to Australia by humans, or are they native to that part of the world?
That is a really great question. I am making the assumption that they are native.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate you making an assumption. But actual knowledge was what I was hoping for.
Yeah. No, they are.
Okay. Yeah. They're a native species.
Yes. Yep.
But but they have no predators apparently.
They don't have any predators. And you know, as the war continued, as the war ended and the emus continued to raid cultivated lands, I guess the farmers tried to build fences to protect the crops. But the emus would just walk right through the fences and leave huge gaps, which then encouraged the rabbits to come and do even more damage.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is something else. Well, so emus, clearly, I guess Penny's first grade teacher is right to be scared of these things. They sound terrifying.
Yeah. And there was I guess, and I don't know if you need this information, but it may be helpful. There was a first attempt that failed. And then there was a second attempt
that also failed.
I
see. And so, and again, you learned about this via TikTok?
Yeah, it was one of those, like, here's a random fact that's just ridiculous.
Huh. All right. Well, there you go. Well, thanks, Em, for coming on and for doing this. This is going to be an interesting walk indeed.
Yeah,
Well, agreed. Thank you so much for coming on. And here on season 8, so it's like eight seasons of Drunkard's Walk, 10 years of marriage. Like it's almost like the two go hand in hand.
It is.
Oh my gosh,
it is.
really is.
Almost.
In fact, in 2 seasons, the 3 of us should all go to Disney together.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Just the 3 of us. Wait, no, Christy should come too, right?
Who?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Christy.
Yeah, your wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, you know what, Em? We should later this season have you two both on to do a wives episode, like we've done every season so far. Yeah. All right. Well, let's do that. We'll plan that out, and so folks, you got that to look forward to there.
I'm gonna start practicing my podcast voice.
Oh, good. Thanks again, and I'll see you later. But we appreciate you being on.
All right, bye. Have a lovely walk. Love you guys.
Bye.
All right, Jethro. So we have got to get to this emu war from the industrial workers of the world who fought their own war, really, against oppression, right?
Sure.
Not emus, but oppression. But before we do any of that, I want to talk about drinks and I want to talk about numbers.
Yay. Two of my favorite things.
I know.
Especially when we have large numbers of drinks.
Yes, see, exactly. Let's talk first about drinks. What are you drinking tonight? Are you drinking tonight? I should ask. First.
I think odds are pretty good that the answer is yes. Okay. But I'm having a Woodford Reserve. The old standby, the old standard for me.
Excellent.
Excellent. Very unexciting. I guess I should just start lying and start listing off very exciting bourbons that I might be having.
You could.
So it's a better experience for the listener.
Maybe. I don't know. I think you like Woodford Reserve. People know that. So, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to know.
I did, when I was putting this in the cart, I did happen to notice that there are some Detroit bourbons, which might make their way onto my shelf at some point. So
there you go. Yeah, you got to try out the locals for sure.
What about you? What are you having?
Well, tonight I have the first in a series here. I found this nice little gift box that was greatly reduced in price, where it was 3 of those like 375 milliliter bottles from this distillery named Kinsey. And I think that they are in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So this is a Philadelphia whiskey, an American whiskey. This is Fit for a King is Kinsey. And I have this one, and then I have their rye, and I have their bourbon. So tonight I'll be drinking their American whiskey. And I have to say, I'm enjoying it. It is not my favorite whiskey that I have had, but it does, it has a little more of a little flavor closer to like a Scotch than like a bourbon.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. But it's good. It is good. There's few whiskeys I do not like, which I'm sure the listener has figured out at this point. So there we go. Maybe the next couple weeks I'll have the other 2, and we'll compare them all and see which one I like the best out of those 3. But yeah, when I found it at the reduced price at the liquor store, I was like, well, this is totally worth it to try these 3 out. So here we go.
Wonderful.
Now I want to talk about numbers.
Okay.
Specifically, I want to talk about the number of links you think it's going to take to get from industrial workers of the world to the emu war. So how many do you think it'll take?
Okay. Well, should I just tell you or? No.
I was trying to trick you.
That's not how the game is played.
To trick you, and it didn't work. No, indeed. We'll write down our guesses, and we'll see. We'll see how we do here. So let me write down let me write down a guess here. All right. I got it. And I got it. You got yours?
I got one.
All right. Oh, 1. You put 1? I think I'm going to beat you for sure then this time.
That's right. Only one link.
$1. Because, hey, if you're closest, that's, maybe you'd be closest. I put down 15. So, maybe you should put 1. Or did I? All right, let's go into it. Let's really get to it, man. We're on the industrial workers of the world, the IWW, nicknamed the Wobblies, if you recall.
The Wobblies. There we go. Yeah. And with ties to socialist, syndicalist, and anarchist labor movements.
Yeah. It's a union, man. It's a union, and it's still in existence, I believe. Yes, founded in 1905, but still around today. And they're international, as their name would have you, industrial workers of the world. world. So heavy.
Only 12,000 members though. So for a union that's been around for 117 years, you might expect a larger. I mean, I'm sure their maximum enrollment was much higher, but
yeah, I think we heard that it was at one point, but then they came out against World War I think was the story, if I remember correctly, and people were kind of like, okay, I'm out of here, which is interesting because they are the IWW and they came out against WWI.
There you go.
Maybe that's why. Maybe they were like, come on, that's our brand, man. Even though, of course, they didn't call it World War I when it was World War I, but still, I like the idea.
The Great War.
Mm-hmm. The Great War. Hey, McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania is on this page talking about the pressed steel car strike of 1909 in McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania. So there you go, if you knew anything about that, which I don't.
I'm sure the industrialized North, Detroit, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Chicago, all of those cities probably had big roles in various organized labor movements.
Yeah, you would think so. I see that Helen Keller was a member in 1911.
Really?
According to this page, yeah.
Well, I won't make any tasteless jokes about that if you won't.
Nope. I will not, and I will not hear any from you, and I do not appreciate it. I don't think.
Yeah, I didn't make any, so
good.
There you go.
Good. I don't want to see him. I don't want to hear him. I don't like.
All right then.
Yeah. But what do we have here? What do we have as far as getting out of here? Now, international, we could certainly try to find a way to Australia, but that would be geographical. So
it would be. It would, in fact, be geographical.
For those that don't listen often, we try to avoid the geographic route if we can. But
let's find a way to link to emus.
Well, World War I is on here, and that, I guess that's going to have to be geographical eventually.
Maybe not.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
I would think that it might be. Although, I do see a link to black cat, which is an animal which could very easily get us into birds like the emu. What do you think
How
about that?
so?
Well, cats are animals, birds are animals, and Bob's your uncle. We're into birds.
Look at that. I mean, I do like World War I, although I see the black cat symbol. It's a lovely image off to the right here.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to go. If we want to avoid geography, I think the animal route is a good route. Although Winchell's Donuts is also on here. which
I like to go to Winchell's Donuts.
Kind of like to travel to. Yeah, exactly.
All right then.
Sounds tasty. They put emu in those at all?
Only on special days.
Oh, never mind. I found a McDonald's, so that they've definitely got an emu burger.
Absolutely.
KFC is on here. There you go.
Ooh, that gets us to chicken, which is a bird.
That's what I'm saying. So if you like that, State College, Pennsylvania, that's where I went to college. That's where Penn State University is located.
There you go.
State College, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh is on here, but not linked. Wheeling, West Virginia. ShopRite Supermarket in Milwaukee. Man, there's a whole bunch of cool places named out on here.
Indeed.
But none of them emu related, really. Aside from, well, there's Starbucks. They have no. Oh, there's Pittsburgh. There's a link to Pittsburgh. I mean, the chicken route isn't terrible because KFC is definitely going to get you to chicken, right?
One would hope.
Well, yeah, I guess not
much
necessarily.
How much chicken is in the KFC chicken? Yeah. Is it all made of tofu and whatnot?
At least it has the name. It has the word chicken in its original name, right? I know they switched over to KFC so that they wouldn't have the word fried in their name, but it's still there, So I think you're gonna get to it if you need to. Voodoo Donut is on here. I like a good Voodoo Donut. Again, Winchell's Donut, Voodoo Donut. Oh, wait a minute.
What?
Oh my good God.
What?
There is a link to the Australian. The Australasian Meat Industry European Union.
Really? Where's that?
And then Australian conscription is down here. Conscription in Australia. It's under the heading of Australia.
Aha! There's a whole lot.
A whole
Australasian
section.
Meat Industry Employees Union.
Yes.
Which has to be a small page.
Yep.
And then I see Australian conscription right there.
Yep. There's
was there
Communist
conscription
Party of
for the Great Emu War?
I mean, there might have been, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, probably not, but I feel like we've got to go through something on in this section. Doesn't make sense to not, right? Right?
If it feels less geographical to you to click on something of this nature.
Well, it's not. I mean, we're not going to Australia. We're going to something that is based in Australia. So I think that there's a loophole there. And we have an agreement with the listener to try to go through the shortest path possible. I think passing up an Australian link right now would be criminal. I think it's a crime. Don't you think?
Well, then it's going to be familiar to people in Australia, which is populated by criminals and their descendants, as we all know. Yes. So in looking at this section, there is definitely some discussion about the ALP, which is the Australian Labor Party.
Okay.
And there's some electoral activity in the 20s and 30s that is mentioned in relation to that. Mm-hmm. So it's certainly possible that, in fact, there's a politician here mentioned, Donald Grant, who was apparently an ex wobbly militant who went sort of mainstream politician. But if he was elected to the government there, we might be able to go through Donald Grant and get to some of the policies of the government of which he was a part.
Yeah, I like Australian conscription better because I think that we're going to get into military there, and this was a military action, and I think that makes a better, a stronger connection. So I'm gonna argue for Australian conscription.
All right. Well, you know what? As much as I enjoy arguing with you, I think you've made a solid case, and I don't want to appear to the longtime listener to be unreasonable. So Australian conscription it is.
All right. Which of course takes you to, what is this? Conscription in Australia. I see.
It's another word for it.
Yeah. Conscription in Australia. I always spell Australia wrong. I always want to put an extra I in there. So there you go. Conscription in Australia, also known as national service following the Second World War, has a controversial history in the country which dates back to the implementation of compulsory military training and service in the first years of nationhood. It was abolished in peacetime in 1972. 1972. So if you're familiar with the 70s, that's what I'm talking about. So what do we got here? We got some, there's some talk of...
We have sections on wars.
Yeah.
And not a lot in between those wars.
Huh.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I see, there's some referendums. There's some individuals named. There's the National Labor Party.
There you go.
But yeah, it jumps. So I guess I'm in World War I right now. Divided Nation, anything in there? The Age, that's the name of a newspaper, which I didn't realize. So there you go. Yep, jump straight to World War II. You're absolutely right. So it does skip completely over that time period in which there was a war with birds. Is there just a link to? Do you see a link to just like the Australian Army or anything like that?
I do see a link to military service on the right here.
Okay.
Which might get us more broadly into the workings of the Australian armed forces and the kind of hijinks that they get up to.
Yeah, possibly. The C also has the Australian Defence Force linked, the ADF, and also the Billy Hughes egg throwing incident.
What? The Billy Hughes egg throwing? incident.
Yeah. On 29 November 1917, an egg was thrown at the Australian Prime Minister Billy Hughes at the Warwick Railway Station, Queensland, during his campaign for the 1917 plebiscite on conscription. Yeah. So there you go. So there's an egg throwing incident, which is discussed, but that's 1917, so probably not our best bet. But the Australian Defence Force, or what was the one that you named before?
Military service.
Military service. Is that military service in Australia, or is that just military service in general?
I don't know.
Mousing over it, I think it might be just in general. It says, is service by an individual or group in an army or other militia. So I don't think that that's the way to go. I would be more inclined to go through the Australian Defence Force, or the ADF.
All right, then.
What do you think? You like that?
I could be talked into it.
All right. Let's say that I've talked you into it.
All right, then.
All right. So there we go. So the Australian Defence Force, it's under C also. And here we are at Australian Defence Force. I can't believe we got so quickly to Australia, and now we're going to be stuck here for like 4.5 years.
Let's hope not.
Well, that's what always seems to happen. We always seem to find something, and it's like, oh, we'll be there almost immediately, and then it turns out that there's no reference to it anywhere. But I see a lot of things in here about Australia and the military, so they've got to talk about. There's their formation in 1921. Oh no, in 1911. Excuse me. 1901. The Federation is a nation. Defense of Australia era until the 70s. Okay.
I mean, there's not a lot in the early part of the article in terms of activities.
No, there sure isn't. It almost makes me think that, the Australian Defence Force was established on 9 February 1976. So that's why. All
right, then. There we go.
Oh, man alive. Are you kidding me with this? Okay, well, the Royal Australian Air Force was established in 1921. The Australian Army is linked on here. So that might be...
And when was that established?
Let's see. It says Australia has maintained military forces since Federation as a nation in January 1901. Shortly after Federation, the Australian government established the Australian Army. So it would have been established in around 1901-ish.
All right, then. So that's probably what we thought we were going to when we clicked on the Australian Defence Force.
Yeah, I think it is. So shall we just go straight to there? You want to look around?
Yeah, I mean, do we not want to peek around and see if there's any weird mention of emus?
Emus later on. Maybe there was a second. Maybe there's a third attempt that we don't know about that the Australian Defence Force was a part of. I do see there's it is a long page, actually. It's longer than I thought it was. So,
but it's all very modern stuff because it wasn't created until the 1970s.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case. But there could always be a reference back to like the reason it was formed in the 70s is because 40 years earlier
there was this emu problem.
Right. And there hasn't been a problem since.
I feel like Australian Army is probably the way to go.
You think that that's probably it? I haven't even gotten halfway through the page. So now you got me wondering now. So I want to see because I do see some references to like joint ventures into space and things like that, which I didn't expect. So I like that. I like space between and whatnot. Natural disasters is on here. But that's just general natural disasters, so I'm not going to get us into like nature problems. Rifle companies. Again, that's just not companies that make rifles, but companies of people carrying rifles. Oh, sexuality and gender identity. Okay, there's a whole section on that. So there you go. Defense expenditure and procurement. This is getting more and more boring as I go. I don't know.
It really is.
Did you know that Australia does not possess weapons of mass destruction?
I Did not know that.
Well, I have just learned it myself, so there you go. Are any of these? There's a bunch of planes on here. Are any of them named after an emu, even though they can't fly? No. There's a hawk.
Let me ask you a dumb question here.
Yeah. What's up?
Rather than going through the Australian Army, do we just want to go to Australia itself?
Well, see, I feel
the
like
Commonwealth of Australia.
I feel like that is definitely geographical to me. So I feel like going through things that are Australian is keeps us a little further away from the geography that comes in when you just go to Australia, right?
Certainly a possibility.
Does it seem a possibility? You know, I thought that was pretty straightforward, but okay. Well, just a possibility. I'll accept a possibility. There is a link here for the HMAS Albatross, the main naval air station. Now, I understand that this is just the name of a base, but do you think that there might be a disambiguation for albatross on that page, or a discussion of the albatross, and potentially gets us into birds?
I mean, I feel like trying to go the bird route now, like we're already in Australia, we should stick to something along those lines rather than pivot so hard to the bird route.
I mean, I agree to a point, although we have stuck to our guns in the past and we have wound up losing hardcore. So that's why I just want to make sure that we're not passing up an opportunity here. But you think the military is going to have a greater chance of having, like, the question is this: will the military page have a greater chance of talking about the Emu War than the Emu page have a chance of talking about the Emu War? You see what I'm saying?
I understand the point that you're making. The real answer is I don't know. Like I know nothing about the Australian military. Like my only reference for them is Gallipoli, which is a movie that I saw long ago. So I have no idea if there's like to what degree the Great Emu War was a major event for the Australian Armed Forces, or whether it's just a footnote. I really don't know.
Yeah. That's why I kind of feel like the bird route might have been a better path. Had I not seen Australia on that stupid page, I definitely would have gone through like the black cat to get to a bird, or the chicken KFC to get to chicken to a bird. But you know, don't throw good money after bad, I always hear. So that's why I'm just saying, like, if we think that there's a better chance that it's going to be on the emu page, I feel like we should go toward the bird. But if you think it's better to hold tight here to the Australian Army, I will go with it.
Yeah, I'd at least like to try Australian Army.
All right, let's do it, man. Australian Army is where we are headed. Australian Army, and that's what it is. I've had to type Australia 3 times now, and every time I've messed it up. So
fantastic.
So I do see references to different wars.
Not
the Emu War yet, but I'm not very far down the page. So that's World War I. That's the Western Front. That's the Middle East. Interbellum.
Very short paragraph on the interbellum.
Yeah. Further information, the interwar years. So there is a separate page that we can go to that is the interwar years.
Yeah, but that's showing a map
that's
of
just
Europe,
the whole world.
So,
yeah, that's not going to do it. That is not going to do it. Okay, well, is there anything that's like it's out of chronological order where they just talk about like, and one of the crazy things they did one time was they fought a bunch of birds.
I'm not seeing it thus far.
See anything about that? Do you see anything about birds at all on this page?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay. Ooh. I see a slouch hat. There's a slouch hat on here. A lot of vehicles, a lot of support, a lot of aircraft. None of which is named after a bird. Okay.
Where do you see a slouch hat?
A slouch hat. I saw that up here under uniforms, the Australian Army uniforms. The slouch hat is the regular service and general duties hat. while the field hat is for use near combat scenarios.
What is a slouch hat?
I don't know. Why are you so interested in this?
I don't know. Is that like the iconic one?
Yeah, wide-brimmed felt or cloth hat most commonly worn as part of a military uniform, often, although not always, with a chin strap. So there you go.
Okay.
That's what it is.
How do you
feel about that?
No, I'm merely curious, always looking to learn more about hats.
Sure. Why wouldn't you? Gallipoli is on here. You were talking about that. There's a link to that on here.
Yep.
But you know what there isn't is a link to the Emu War, nor any sort of link to any kind of bird. We can go back to conscription in Australia though, if we wanted to. Battle and theater honors of the Australian Army is on here. List of Australian military memorials.
Oh,
what do you got?
So under colors, standards, and is it guidons?
Sure.
Under that section that had the, I believe, very close to the area where it was talking about the hats.
Yes, I see.
They were talking about the arm. So below the pictures of the marching soldiers carrying the flags.
Yes.
There is a paragraph which reads, "The Army banner bears the Australian coat of arms," which I hovered over. And Matt, when you look at the picture that is shown, it features two animals quite prominently, which you can read in the description of the preview pop-up.
Yes.
The kangaroo.
Yes.
And the emu.
I see it. So you think that there will be a link to emu on that page?
I mean, it's possible there could be a link to the Great Emu War, but at least it's, you'll agree that the Australian coat of arms is non-geographical in the strictest sense. It's not a place.
Absolutely.
But it also has an emu on it. So I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot too. I think that that's where we're going.
All right. Australian coat of arms. It is. And it is a colorful one. Look at that.
It is. It has, it does have, what does it have on it? 6 states, a shield, held up by native Australian animals, the kangaroo and the emu, which is linked on here. Emu is linked.
Fantastic. Wonderful.
Is there a link actually to the Emu War on this page by any chance?
Who's to say? I do see golden wattle linked here.
Sure.
Let's see if there is a
emu is linked a lot. It is
great.
linked all over. It's just this Lincoln logs, man. I'm not seeing a link to a war against them in any way, but I am hoping that the emu page is going to have that link. Because if it doesn't, we're in real trouble.
We're absolutely screwed if the emu page doesn't have it.
But I guess.
But hey, we've been in tighter spots before.
Not much tighter, but yeah. Okay, sure. So shall we go to the emu?
Let's go to the emu.
There we go. Off to emu. Emu.
Fantastic.
Flightless birds. Endemic to Australia, where it's the largest native bird.
Fantastic.
Etymology. I see a history here. Cassowary.
Description, habitat, behavior, ecology. There's got to be like a mass slaughter.
Yeah, like there's
relationship with humans. Here we go.
Okay.
Economic value. I'm scrolling. I'm trying to find it first.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not seeing it yet. Oh, there it is. It's into the sea also.
Really?
The Emu War. It might be above, but I was trying to beat you to it, so I was scrolling so fast.
I wasn't scrolling all that quickly, honestly. I'm going nice and slow through here. So, but you have found it in the sea also, you say?
I have found it in the sea also.
Oh, yes, it is indeed under relationship with humans. I've just found it myself. So there it is. Emu War, also known as the Great Emu War. Shall we?
Yes.
Click it and go. Emu War.
What a sad picture is on the top right of the page. That is a
terrible photo of a man.
A man holding a killed emu.
Yikes. A man holding an emu killed by Australian soldiers is what is what it says under that photo. And there it is, a nuisance wildlife management military operation undertaken in Australia over the later part of 1932 to address public concern over the number of emus said to be running amok and destroying crops in the Champion district.
And I know it's not our tradition to read a lot of the article before we end the episode, but I do have to point out this amazing sentence that exists. Not so much amazing sentence, but an amazing name.
Okay.
The quote war passive aggressive entry was conducted under the command of Major Gwynedd Purvis Wynne Aubrey Meredith of the 7th Heavy Battery of the Royal Australian Artillery. So he's got a lot of names.
Yeah, he sure does. Holy cow. Wow. Well, and well done in that he did not succeed. So good for him and his 1,000 names. 1, 2, 3, 4.
There we go.
5 names. Holy cow. All right. Well, we have done it. We have reached it. We have found it. Australia was our path, and it worked out to be six little links to get there. So Jethro, I'm going to tell you right now, that's the number that I predicted was 6.
What a coincidence, because I predicted the same number.
No. Yes. How could that be? How could that be the case?
Sorry, buddy.
Oh, I was so happy when we had 6 and I did 6 and now we have to do a stupid. All right.
You know what? Why don't you take this one?
No. Oh, no. I'm not taking your charity. Forget you and your damn charity. We're going back to the beginning, baby, and we're finding another path in.
Back to the old IWW?
That's it. Back to the IWW. And it's a race to see who can get there first. Wait, tell me when you're on the page and we'll start looking through.
I am on the page.
All right, then let's start looking. I mean, I have a couple of... Oh, you know what you're doing?
Yeah, I feel like I just got to find the link. I know it's linked on here.
Okay.
I have found my link, which is... Have you found your link?
Well, I mean... I do have an idea, but I think it might be the same as yours. So what were you going to do?
I was going to pick World War One.
Oh, you're going to pick World War One.
Yeah. What are you picking?
Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm going to go. I'm going to go through KFC.
All right then.
Hold on.
Go through KFC.
Let me get down there and actually get to the actual link. I thought you were going to pick KFC. That's why I didn't even bother.
No, I forgot about that. I forgot about it entirely.
Okay. So where the heck was it? Sorry, I know I have a limited amount of time. Oh, here it is. Okay. Are you ready?
It's okay.
Let's rock.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Because I knew what I was going to follow out of here, and unfortunately, it's not linked.
It's not linked?
I mean,
oh no.
I mean, fried chicken is linked, but I was hoping to just get the word chicken because I thought that would be better than fried chicken because I would be cut out a link there. But oh boy, okay, how is it possible that the word chicken is not linked on this damn page?
That is astounding.
It is astounding. Chicken nuggets, popcorn chicken. Every different type of chicken is linked. Huh. Have you found your link already?
I am vacillating.
Okay. Huh. Wow. Okay. This is shocking that this isn't on here. What the hell else am I going to go through? Morgan Spurlock, he wasn't from Australia, was he?
No, he's from Brooklyn.
Yeah, I know. I know. I thought you were going to try to trick me into saying, "Oh yeah, he absolutely is."
No, I want you to win.
Oh, do you? Oh, that's nice of you. Thanks. I appreciate that. Okay. Well, so the question then becomes: do I go through? Do I just take that extra link, or do I try to do one of these other weird things that are on here? think I might try to do one of these other weird things that are on here. Where was it? Did you pick something yet?
I'm going to go to Australia.
What? No, you can't. You can't go through a geographic route.
Why not? All roads are off.
No. Really? Is that what we're doing? We're saying you can just go through geography now?
Oh, okay. You're saying we can't?
No, I would have gone through Australia from the beginning. We had Australia on that page.
Oh, did we?
Yes.
All right, fine. I'll pick something else. I didn't know you were so picky.
Well, of course I'm picky. I'm
just trying to end this.
I'm picky. I'm a picky man. Jethro Nolan, Mr. Picky Man. Oh, where did it go? God, I saw something that I was going to use, and now I've lost it. I've lost it. Oh,
did you now?
Right. Yes. Yes, I did. Stupid. Fine. I'm going through cricket.
All right. I'm going through the Lewis gun.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Oh boy. Okay. This is going to be a terrible choice. Well, there's Australia again, but I can't go through that. Okay. English cricket. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go through stockmen.
All right. I'm going to go through Emu War.
No.
Yes.
What?
Sorry. In the first paragraph of the Emu War page is a reference to the Lewis gun specifically.
You son of a... That's why we're not allowed to read the page, you jerk.
It's also in the sentence that I read about the guy with 10 names, whatever.
Yes.
That also has a reference to Lewis guns. So that's... I cheated.
You are a cheater, a cheating cheater who cheats at cheating. Well, I want to see if this page that I went to was going to have anything about emus real quickly, because I was just curious. I don't think it does. Well, it's already over. I'm just going to do a control. Yeah, okay, it doesn't have anything on here. Oh well. This is a stockman is a person who looks after livestock on a large property in Australia. So I thought, oh well, these are almost farmers. They're not farmers, obviously, but well done, Jethro, by using knowledge that you gained illegally. You won the day.
I am still amazed that the KFC page does not have a link to chicken.
I know, and so like part of me feels like maybe I just was wrong. So now I'm going to go back and look and see. Because it has fried chicken linked, and that is like its own thing. But yeah, the word chicken itself is on here a lot of times, not linked on its own.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it is really something. And terrible. But still true, and even if it had, I don't think I would have been able to get from chicken to emu war as quickly as you did. So well done, congratulations, and that is your win for the day. And we'll come back next week and we'll see if I can if karma helps me out at all.
Good deal.